Welcome back, guys, to another episode. This will be episode 5 for us of Talk Fiction. I'm your boy Eddie G, and my co-host
X.
to the Z.
So, Eddie G, what's today's episode?
We're talking about some cartoons.
Cartoons? That's for kids.
Tricks are for kids. Tricks are for kids. Silly rabbit.
Man, cartoons, man. You still gotta watch a couple of cartoons here and there, you know.
I agree.
Keep that kid alive in you, you know. Don't let that kid
Ever die?
you know. What's
Yes.
some of your favorite cartoons, man?
Oof. Growing up, just like we said in the last episode, I think Shaolin Showdown. I love that show. The Adventures of Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
That was great.
That on the last episode, yeah.
Basically anything that was either on Cartoon Network or Kids WB.
Yeah.
That's what I would watch.
Yeah, bro. I think we mentioned it on the
Previous episode.
on the first episode, right?
Oh yeah.
About X-Men and Ninja Turtles and bro.
Yes. Anything superhero like the what was it? The animated Batman. Was it Batman the Batman the Animated Adventures?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the Justice League. The Superman show was pretty good. You know, because of the show, I always thought Lex Luthor was black. Because in the show, you know, they're kind of dark skinned.
Yeah.
So just the way I guess they like made the show.
Yeah.
And I always thought Lex Luthor was black, and then every time that they would do like a live action, he was always white, and I was like,
They did such a good job on the color grading on that one.
yes,
Yeah.
It was.
They went with the so it's a technique called I think it's the 3-color rule,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like they only use 3 primary colors.
Oh.
Poor bats! That champagne went right to your head. Now you'll miss the big countdown. Oh no.
But that series was just so good.
Yes. I like the story. I like well, I mean, back then they didn't really have like a story. It was basically like one episode was the story. I think like later on they started kind of like combining them.
Yeah.
Because I remember like in the Batman animated series, you know, like I even watched like I remember I was like, am I missing something? So I watched it, and then out of nowhere Robin just appears. You know,
Yeah.
They don't explain it. He just appears in an episode.
There.
Yeah. Yeah. So
lingering in the background all the time, man. Just
combining everything, you know, the actual storyline.
yeah. I think looking back at those cartoons, man, I was big on Cartoon Network.
Me too.
Yeah, I was big on
Cartoon Network.
And dude, I remember when Cartoon Network came about, and they did this whole thing at my school. Turner Broadcast Systems, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they're local here to Georgia.
Yeah.
The Turner Broadcast is based here in Atlanta.
Yeah, you would actually drive by Atlanta, you would see the big Cartoon Network sign.
Yeah.
Is it still there?
It's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
still there. Like the signs are still there and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, I remember they did this this big thing at my school. They brought the characters out. They give us like goodie bags, and dude, it was like pins, like little you could put like on your hats and stuff. And what happened to all this stuff? I don't know, man. You know, but
For the kids today, those pens would kind of be like the ones you put on your Crocs. Back then, we would put them on our hats, you know.
what was giblets?
Yeah.
Giblets. But yeah, man, they had Johnny Bravo. These weren't store-bought costumes, man.
They were custom.
They were custom. And
Back then, you know, that's some money, you know.
Dexter's Laboratory.
You had Dexter coming in. Yeah.
Yeah. It was all those cartoons that first started out. Cow and Chicken.
Cow and Chicken. That's my brother.
I like the little like clips that they would have.
Yeah.
Cow and chicken. Like remember it was like a weasel or something like that.
Yeah, the weasel.
Yeah, it was like a roadkill thing. Like it was just getting tossed around. Like
He was hunting for mouse to feed his face when strange radiation from outer space turned him into a super invincible cat. When a truck ran him down with a hideous splat. Oh, he couldn't be killed, but he still could be squished, and he lay in the passing lane shaking his fist.
And then, if you ever see that show as an adult, that show is weird, bro. Because like, I forget who it was. Like one of the guys who was like obsessed with the cow.
yeah,
And-
it was like the devil, right?
Yeah.
That red devil thing.
Yeah.
He's always showing his buns.
Yeah.
That's the real end.
And he was like obsessed with the cow, and it was just like if you look at it now as an adult, you're like, okay, like it was weird, you know. But as a kid, I guess back then they would play a lot on your imagination,
Yeah.
you know. So they would kind of let loose, so that as a kid you would imagine it because. Like I said about like Batman, Robin just kind of shows up. They don't really give an explanation, and that kind of just into your imagination. Who's this kid? You know, where'd he come from? Like,
What is he doing there?
yeah.
That's what they did with like those side characters, man.
Yeah, they weren't that important. It's like, boom, they're there. If they like them, we'll keep them.
Yeah, but even like shows like Cow and Chicken, like they're memorable characters, you know. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you specifically remember it because it was that whole thing was, bro.
It was unforgettable.
It was unforgettable.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Return the slab.
What was it? The things I do for love.
Yeah.
And to just go into war. Which. And then Eustace. My bad. You stupid dog.
I like the intro. The on the Courage. The intro was really good on that one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also liked so we talked about the animated series like Batman and Superman. The Justice League, I thought it was pretty good too. It had a lot of good scenes. It had you know, the other heroes, and they kind of went into all of them,
Yeah.
which was cool because the main one, you know, is Batman, Superman,
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. You know, those are the main ones. But then, like the Green Lantern, the Flash, I think after the Justice League, the Flash probably got even more fame with at least young audience. Because I know people are going to be like, oh, well, there's comic books and stuff like that. But they weren't well known.
Yeah.
And with the Justice League show, a lot of them got well known. For example, in the Justice League, it's not Barry Allen, it's Wally West.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are like, well, Wally West is my Flash, and then others are like Barry Allen, right? Because Barry Allen's kind of like the famous one, and Wally West is actually faster than Barry Allen, you know? And he's supposed to be better than him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's kind of cool how as a kid, because they never really reveal themselves. I think there's one episode where they do. And yeah, it's Wally West. He's like, well, I thought we were supposed to keep our secret identities.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bruce is just like, Wally West, Diana, Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne. And he takes his mask off.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, okay. You know, you knew all along. Yeah.
They're looking for the Justice League. Without our costumes, we are merely ordinary citizens.
Hold on a second here. What about the whole secret identity thing? I mean, I trust you guys, but I'm not sure I'm ready to... Wally West, Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne. Show off.
Red hair. It suits you.
You think? Change, now.
It's like Superman. It's like whenever they bro, it's like, no, you ever figure out that's Clark Kent? You know, just put on glasses. He's Clark Kent.
Yeah. Which I will say, I forget where it was, but it was this one guy where he, the Michael Jackson movie that just came out. Mm-hmm. So the actor he's like in the recording studio. Mm-hmm. He's what's that dude's name? Austin Powers' name? His real name?
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers. He's Mike Myers, and you can't even tell.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to believe that the glasses thing is true.
Oh yeah, man. Because look, if you go to like Inglourious Bastards, Mike Myers is in Inglourious Bastards. It went past a lot of people that was him. And one of the scenes, where he's explaining that to one of the guys that's gonna drop into Germany, and like when I first saw that, I didn't have a clue that was Mike Myers. And then you look at later where it's like the cast or whatever, you're like, yo, no way, man. Like, they did really good on that makeup.
Lieutenant Hickox, at this point in time, I'd like to brief you on Operation Keen Air. 3 days from now, Joseph Goebbels is throwing a gala premiere of one of his new movies in Paris.
What film, sir?
The motion picture is called Nation's Pride.
But I'm just saying, as someone who's been, just watching regular movies, the glasses thing might actually work. If you play, because I think even as Clark Kent, he would kind of he would kind of have like the messy hair, like I do right now, right? And then with the glasses, and he would even kind of slouch and be clumsy. And then a Superman, his hair was like slicked back. He had the one little hair and
pearl,
yeah. So I think that speaks body language, but that also, it also, like, how could someone that normal be Superman, And I think, plus they didn't have social media. But I think in today's world, they probably figure it out in like 5 minutes, right?
Real, man. When you go back to like Cartoon Network, right? And a show like Cow and Chicken, and makes you wonder, it's like, some of those episodes were even meant for children?
I don't think they were.
Because, do you remember the episode of the Rug Munchers?
No, what's that episode about?
Bro.
We're the Buffalo Gals!
Oh, the Buffalo Gals! A motorcycle riding gang that randomly bursts into people's homes and chews on their carpets.
Going completely the other way, like with that one.
You got past you now, man.
Yeah. That went way past me.
Yeah, bro. There's like, in that episode later on got, banned. You didn't know why. And then you're like, Rug Munchers, what is that? Oh, that's what that is, But it's like episodes like that, you had Rocko's Modern Life, which is not Cartoon Network, but Rocko's Modern Life, and dude, some of those episodes on there, bro.
Yeah, they were a little too much, like the one with the chick, right?
Yeah, bro.
That was way too,
yeah.
That was not for kids. I think a lot of shows had kind of like adult humor, and some of them way like they would disguise it, and then other ones would be like, nah,
Yeah. Yeah, like some of them, it's like plain as day.
Yeah.
They didn't hide it. And
like, did you ever see that cartoon Codename Kids Next Door?
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was a lot of adult jokes in there. I don't want to be an adult, and stuff like that. And then them kind of like talking about adulthood in like a hidden way, like a double meaning. There was a lot of adult jokes there when you kind of like look, and then you look at like Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, that's borderline, like.
Yes. He did not, like, if you ever see that cartoon as an adult, like, watch like 5-6 episodes. Yeah. There is no storyline. The storyline is I wake up and I'm going to go find women.
Yeah.
That is the storyline for Johnny. Mama!
You put that out today?
Yeah, nah, you're getting canceled.
You're going to have some problems, man.
Yeah.
What are these kids watching, it's some assault charges are getting filed, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, I know what you're thinking. How did the statue get off its pedestal? Well, surprise. I'm real. Sugar nip.
Yeah, that is not gonna be a pretty picture for anybody.
Like, what was that?
Well, he was kind of like an Elvis impersonator, but he was also like, I mean, he was straight up assaulting women.
Yeah, bro. Like, he was straight up there just going every single day. And just,
Yeah, he was.
His main goal was just that. And,
Yeah, like you.
and then you had that little girl chasing him around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grooming in shows. You know. Were they trying to tell us something?
For real, man. Because you had that whole scandal with Nickelodeon and
Cartoon Network. Well, no, it was Nick. It was Nickelodeon.
You had that documentary that came out about Nickelodeon, and it had all the child stars from back then, and they would explain about what was really going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And a lot of those TV shows and how it affected their everyday lives, and it was just a horrible thing to see these people go through, And,
I mean, even Disney, a lot of child actors, when they grew up, they went through some stuff. Like you can tell they weren't normal, and you can tell that they went through a lot of stuff because a lot of them went into, drug abuse, and they had a hard life, right? After their fame. So one, that kind of shows that sometimes fame isn't for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's some people that take it like a champ, right? And they're normal. I mean, then again, I guess to be famous, you're not really normal.
It's a lot of influence, and I think that the younger you are, the bigger the influence.
Yeah, with grooming and all that stuff, and who you have around you, right?
Yeah.
I think that's very important, especially as a very young person that's famous.
Yeah.
Who you have around you, because if they're trying to take advantage of you, whether it be for money or for whatever, you have to be very careful.
Yeah, because they weren't really hanging around with kids their own age. A lot of them, they were hanging around the producers, writers, and they're around these people, for hours on end. And
we got a lot of weirdos out there, so.
And a lot of weirdos.
Yeah, so, parents, take care of your kids, If you want them to be famous and stuff, that's all cool, parent the way you want, but don't leave them alone with some weird-ass executive person that you don't even know,
Because, did you ever watch that documentary?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it was
rough.
It was rough. It was a rough watch, man.
Yeah.
And the thing is, now, that stuff like that is happening, but as a kid, you
didn't know?
You know. You didn't know, It's the innocence of being a kid,
Yeah.
And...
Yeah, and in a way, that's what comics and TV shows and anything that kids do, kind of video games nowadays, it kind of just takes you away from reality for a little bit, because you're a kid, you have a big imagination, and a lot of us, we need to put that little mouse wheel, to work so that our brains can function and we can be normal. And with excluding people, because that was also the time around like Michael Jackson. I mean, Michael Jackson was 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Yeah.
He died 2009, right?
I think so, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was 2009. So, I mean, he was an influence throughout, but things like him, Static Shock, and obviously other people, they kind of showed that we're all the same in this, and we all have imagination. We all want to be part of something, right? We all have our own like cliques and our own groups, but I think that's kind of the beauty of fiction, that when you think of like Goku, you're not, oh, well, he's from Japan. You think, I'm Goku,
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of it. It doesn't matter who he is or what he looks like. We all identify as we want to be like him.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes with cartoons too. Obviously, like I said, growing up, I thought Lex Luthor was black. And I didn't have a problem with that. I actually, Lex Luthor, as I said in one of the previous episodes, one of my favorite characters ever.
Yeah.
And, Michael Rosenbaum, he's my favorite Lex Luthor from Smallville. But in the animated series, like I thought he was black, and I love the animated series. I mean, dude, I thought Clark Kent thought he was Hispanic, because he was a little
dark.
in the show. So, and I never kind of said, well, oh, this or that. I always said, oh, cool, like that dude is so cool, and I think. instead of focusing on that, you should focus on, is he a well-written character? Mm-hmm. That's what makes a character good and liked. And
it's like focusing on the wrong thing.
Exactly.
Focusing on what this character's message is going to bring to you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody's going to have a different take on what, you know, the messages that they're receiving. So,
yeah, because, you know, like Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Like with the Ninja Turtles, I mean, they had each other. They were brothers, and they couldn't. They were always scared of the world, but they would still save it, you know. And when they meet the reporter, and then when they meet, you know, other people, and they start making friends, that feels good to someone that sometimes you might feel alienated for something, right? Because, like I said, all they had was each other and their dad, which is that was it. Master Splinter.
Yeah.
And it's cool to have family. It's cool to have brothers, cousins, whatever. But sometimes you do need to make friends, even if you're different, you know?
Yeah. And a little different.
Exactly. And that's kind of what I took from Ninja Turtles, right? Was that don't kind of keep to yourself. Because some people might enjoy things you like. You know, like they love pizza. And who doesn't like pizza?
They made those pizzas look so good.
Yes, they did.
It's always so cheesy. They just pick them up.
Did you ever see the live action one from, what was it, the 80s or the 90s?
90s.
90s?
Yeah, the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was
the pizza.
Yeah.
It was like some random toppings on there.
Yeah. But I thought those live action movies were really good.
Yeah.
You know, like another one that I actually really enjoyed, and I saw a clip recently on TikTok, and that's why I remembered about this. But the Flintstones live action movies.
Oh yeah, bro. Was it John Goodman?
Yeah, John Goodman.
And what was the other guy's name? He did those movies with like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And...
Yeah, I'm really bad with actors' names, so. But Viva Rock Vegas. Viva Rock Vegas. Like, you know?
Viva Rock Vegas. Viva Rock Vegas. Viva Rock Vegas.
And watching that as a kid, I feel like CGI is cool and all, but you gotta remember, none of that was CGI.
No.
CGI did not exist at that time.
Yeah, those sets were built.
Yeah.
It took months to build.
Yeah.
Months, man. They worked super hard on.
Yeah, and just, I don't know, I think that's what, as a kid, we've kind of lost in today's world, where kids are growing up way too fast.
Yeah.
Where people like us, we don't want to grow up. You know, because I mean, I think we've all been through that, where we're like, oh yeah, I want to grow up and be free and do my own thing. And then you get to that point, you're like, oh, why did I say that? I wish I was still a kid, you know?
Don't grow up, it's a scam.
Yeah, it's a scam. You know, it's a scam.
Man.
It's a scam. Stay home, eat cereal, watch movies, cartoons, you know? Yeah, but I mean, there's perks, right? But at the same time, I think that as we move into a more digital society, everything's more accessible, and it's not the same magic anymore. Because I remember as a kid going to like Disney.
Mm-hmm.
It was an experience. Now it's just a transaction.
Yeah.
You know, Christmas as a kid, it was an experience. Now it's just a transaction.
Yeah.
I remember Christmas, and you're excited, and you're talking about all these things that Santa and all that, and you're watching the Harry Potter movies or you know, what was it? Frosty the Snowman, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And nowadays, it's just like, oh, it's the presents, you know?
Yeah.
And back then, yes, you wanted presents, but at the same time, it was a family experience.
I feel like there's no soul anymore
Yes.
in holidays, to the traditions that we used to have and stuff like that. I think those are kind of far gone these days, you know?
Yeah.
It's like it became all about the presents. I mean, you know, you're a little kid, you know, of course it was the presents, man,
But the magic, you know, as a Hispanic kid, or as a Mexican kid from Veracruz, you know, waking up knowing that your mom made tamales in the morning, you know, magical, you know, knowing your cousins are coming from like a state over, and you guys are gonna have a big party, and you're all gonna hang out. Yeah, exactly. And just things like that are magical as a kid because you love your cousins and, you know, you want to hang out and stay till 3, 4 in the morning playing Pokemon, Soul Silver or something, you know, but, you know, you can't do it every day, right? So those times were just special and magical and family oriented. And I feel like nowadays, I don't know about you, but yes, family still hangs out, but it's just not the same anymore. It's not the same feeling, you know?
Same feeling, man. Like the little sparkle just kind of
dwindled away. Yeah,
went away.
Like something that killed me was a couple years back when Toys R Us closed, where they put that sign where it's like Toys R Us is closing because I guess there's no more Toys R Us kids.
Yeah.
And that I was like, dang, I was a Toys R Us kid, you know? Like
I stepped foot in a Toys R Us back when they were beginning to close, and I had never been in one until my adult years.
Really?
Yeah, I had never been in one.
Really?
Yeah. I had a different upbringing, you know.
Yeah.
And then at the time too, I don't think there was a Toys R Us around. What I do remember was KB Toys.
KB. Yeah, that was another one. The mall, yeah.
Lakeshore Mall. I know Lakeshore Mall back in the day. And the funny thing is, I got pictures of Lakeshore Mall back in the day, back in the 90s and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Something else, now that you're talking about malls, they're not the same anymore. Like, do you remember when you would go to the mall and there was like an arcade and it was just different, you know?
Yeah. Going to the arcade, especially because you know your parents are going to walk around that thing.
Yeah.
They're going to go to the most boring stores.
Look at shoes, you know? Who wants to look at shoes, you know? As a kid, you know?
I would ask my dad for like $5 or something, maybe like $3.
And
run up to the arcade, you know? Like, they'll just let you run off, you know, easily. I don't think the parents will just let you run off like that. We were just rampant.
Yeah, for anybody that used to live or lives in Alpharetta/Roswell, when I was a kid, me and my cousin, we would ride our bikes to this place called Start Time.
Yeah.
And it was just this big arcade area. And shout out to Start Time, closed a while ago, but it was really cool because it was like just arcades everywhere. Mm-hmm. Then outside they had like mini golf and they had like the little go-karts and all that, and it was a fun experience. And I remember like we would go like Fridays and stuff and kind of save up during the week, you know, try to do something, take like $5-10 and we'd just be playing video games and stuff, and it was an experience, you know.
Two arcades are not the same, you know, like the games, they're just, it feels like gambling.
Yeah.
You go to what's it called, what's the main arcade nowadays?
It's they got what, like Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's. And so you walk in there, bro, and those games feel like you're gambling. They have like maybe a couple, you know,
like games,
right? They have like the Mario Kart, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the rest of the games, man, it's just like you just win tickets. Like that's all it is, bro. Arcades back then was Street Fighter, Tekken.
Kingdom, what was it? King of Fighters? King of Fighters. Yeah.
Hey,
shout out King of Fighters.
Time Crisis.
Bro,
that was one of my favorite.
Pac-Man, you know,
like that was arcades for us, bro.
Yeah. You know, I kind of understand that episode in Futurama where Philip J. Fry had like a cent in his bank account, and then after all that, like he was just a millionaire.
Yeah.
And he just spent the whole time just buying like old stuff. I get that now.
I get it. Like, I get it now.
Yeah, just I wish I could just kind of go back in time into that era, you know, like no iPhones. Like what? You had a pager, you know, like or sometimes you didn't have anything. It's like, well, call me. I'll call you when I get home, and if you're not home, we'll talk whenever we see each other, you know.
Yeah, dude. Like payphones.
Payphones.
Yeah, these are payphone.
Yeah, who remembers payphones? As a matter of fact, comment down below if you know what a payphone is.
For real. Like, I had to use a payphone several times.
Same.
Like, dude, because sometimes we would go, like me and my brother, or friends or whatever, and we would go to the mall, from like after school.
Yeah.
Because it was so close to school. Like it was literally just 15-minute walk from the mall to school. And we would hang around the arcade all day. Then you had to go use the payphone, call your mom to pick you up. Or you had to call her beforehand because you had to tell her, hey, I'm over here pulling out. And it was like, all right, cool.
Pick you up in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then that was the gamble, right? Because like you'd be outside and no cell phones. So remember, no way to communicate. Mm-hmm. So you would be outside and you'd be like, is that her? Where is she? Oh, she said 20 minutes, Yeah. And then like she would pop up and then she's like, I've been driving around for like 30 minutes. Where you been? And you're like, okay, I'm sorry, Mom.
Standing in the same spot.
Yeah, I remember like going to start time, and I don't know if you ever did it, but like I think at that time everybody kind of remembered their own house phone. But I had like a little notebook, like just a little notebook, and I had like my cousin and my aunt, and stuff like that, because they all kind of like, live in different areas, so you just had all their numbers saved.
Yeah.
Not like now, it's on your phone.
Yeah.
And then you just got a payphone. I don't have a quarter, and then I don't know if you remember when I went to 2 quarters. Mm-hmm. So it was from like 25 cents to 50 cents. 50 cents. And you were like, the economy, man, like 2 quarters.
So then it went to 75 cents?
Yes.
Bro.
Yeah. And then I don't know if you remember, I think it was like you dialed like 001, I think, and then you would dial the number and like it would be unknown because it's a payphone, but it would tell you like the region. Mm-hmm. So it'd be like payphone, not 00 whatever, Mall of Georgia, And if you put like I think it was like 001 or something like that, it would just say like unknown or something. Yeah, that was like
you star 69 people.
Star 69, yeah.
69, so it would be a unknown caller.
And then, I mean, I know nowadays you just have Siri and you're like, hey Siri, but like I remember back then, when cell phones first came out, you had speed dial. Yeah. Like if you knew you were friends with someone if they had you on speed dial.
Bro, for real.
Or MySpace with if you were on the top friends,
All the top friends.
If you weren't on my top friends, you weren't my friend.
Don't even talk to me when you see me at school, man.
I thought we had something special,
Who was the top 5 or top?
Yeah, it's top 5.
Yeah. Don't even look my way when you walk.
I thought we were friends,
yeah, bro.
You lied to me. Yeah, but I don't know. I think the 90s, I think 80s and 90s were a different time.
Yeah.
Especially for kids, because we had really good shows. We had a lot of freedom in that sense of going to like the mall after school or on the weekends or stuff like that, and going to places like Start Time and places like arcades and stuff like that. I think those things were magical in the sense that nowadays kids just want to play like Call of Duty or whatever and they stay home, and I mean that's fine too, but where's the magic in that? Where's the fun? Like what are you doing for fun? Playing video games is fun, but you also got to go out, on your bikes, and I don't know. I think it was a different era, different time, and I miss it,
We experienced the world differently.
Yeah.
Because, it's funny because me and my parents were talking about stuff like this, a while back. And it was a surprise to them when I told them how far I would go on my bike. And so, do you know the area where, Atlanta Highway?
Yeah, Atlanta Highway, yeah.
So I lived close to it, right, at the time, when I was a kid back in the 90s. We used to ride our bikes from J&J all the way over to where the tire shops are at. Like, way up there, bro. Like, just our bikes, bro. Just an adventure.
Different time. And it's kind of funny, right? Because you think about it and you're like, it's a different time. Phones didn't exist, so you would, and no one would know where you're at because you were doing an adventure, you were having fun, you were exploring the area, and you know, I don't know if it ever happened to you, but you'd go out with your parents somewhere, and then like the person at the grocery store just knew you because you had like gone there before. It's like, hey, what's up, man? And your mom's like, how does he know you?
Yeah.
Like, this is way too far. And you're just like, we go to school together. Dude looks like he's in his 25, you know, you're like 15, you know?
So that was for us. That was like JJ. We lived close to it, but we rode our bikes to it all the time, man.
Yeah.
Like, we lived so close to a lot of stores over there, and we walk in there. You know, people know you. Like some of the back then, you had baggers. Like people dedicated to just bagging your groceries, and then they would walk you to your car or whatever. And
Publix still has baggers, I think.
yeah, they had baggers, but they didn't walk you to your car anymore unless you asked, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
But back then, it was like paper bags and walk you to your car, man. Bring out the dancing lobsters.
Yeah.
Court dismissed! Bring in the dancing lobsters!
You remember that? What was that on?
That was on...
It was Nickelodeon.
Was it SpongeBob?
No. It was like a live TV show style. Was it All That?
Was it?
I think it was All That.
It might have been.
Yeah. Bring out the dancing lobsters.
I also remember, like at Walmart. I don't know if they still do this because where I go to Walmart, they don't really. They have greeters and stuff. I guess but I remember, you know, as a kid, you'd be walking in, and the greeter would give you like the sticker with the smiley face.
Yeah.
Is that still their logo? No, right?
Yeah, I think it is, right?
I don't know.
Well, I haven't stepped foot in a Walmart in a minute.
Have you guys seen the smiley face logo? The sticker, the circle one. If you know what I'm talking about, comment down below. But like, I remember as a kid, that was cool. You know, you would be walking out, they give you the little smiley face. When the movie Watchmen came out, I thought that's what the smiley face. I was like, is this a Walmart advertisement? And that's I didn't know. You know, that was his thing.
Walmart was magical back then, man.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
I mean, just imagine you walk in, lobster tank. You know, there was a lobster tank right there, right when you walked in.
Live lobsters.
Yeah.
It was huge too.
Yeah.
It wasn't no little, lobster thing. I think it was huge.
No, yeah, that was like what, 2 tables? Like it was pretty big.
Yeah, the ones were at least like 5 feet around.
Yeah.
5-6 feet.
Yeah.
Huge, man.
And then you would go to the back and still with the aquarium stuff. I was kind of reminiscing last time I went to Walmart how things have modernized, and modern stuff's cool. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that it's losing its soul. You know, it's just a corporation now. Because I remember you used to go to like GameStop, and they had the little controller. No, Walmart too. You used to go. Yeah, you used to have the controllers, and you could play some games, and it was a fun time.
Yeah, that's one of the fondest memories about going to Walmart as a kid.
Playing the games, yeah.
Yeah, and then your parents were out shopping.
Yeah, and then you just stay there.
You usually do. At the mall they're out shopping. You're running around at Walmart. Same thing.
Yeah.
Because you went straight for the video games.
Yeah.
And you were playing whatever. It was the N64, the PlayStation, the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, good times. Especially when you would go to, I think it was Walmart, like Best Buy, the mall, those kind of places where when you would go there was always like a kids section. You could always like go and play video games and stuff like that. I remember I went to the dentist as a kid once, and they had like games and stuff. Yeah. And you were just and you'd like be playing.
Yeah. They even had at the hospital. They had an N64 system that they would wheel into the room if you were staying in a room or whatever, especially for children.
Yeah.
They had the N64 system, and I'm not sure. I can't remember if they had a PlayStation one, but definitely remember the N64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion in today's world? Do you think if like Walmart had games like that, do you think kids would still play it, or do you think they'd just be on their tablets or their phones?
I think it would have a big influence on them still playing it, because you got to think about it. It's seeing that, especially if you don't have it at home and you've seen it in the store, you walk up to it and, dude, as a kid, what were you doing? You walked up to it, you had the controller in your hand, and you're looking up.
Yeah.
And you're just amazed. You're just looking up at this thing, and trying to figure it out. And the demo, it was always demos, you know?
Yeah.
It was so fun to play, man. It was.
Yeah, but it was fun because they had different types of demos, and like a lot of the times, if you didn't know about a video game, you know, you could just play the demo, and you'd be, oh, I like that game. You know, I'm gonna tell my mom to buy it next week. You know, and stuff like that.
Or flipping through the pages of the
guides.
The guides.
Yeah, the game guides. I remember I was really big into Pokemon growing up, so I had like my Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color, the SP, Game Boy SP, right? Was it the SP? Yeah. And I remember I would buy the books right on the games, and I felt so cool because like all my friends would be like, "Oh man, I can't get this level" or something. I'd be like, "I know how to beat that level."
Yeah. And the artwork on them were so cool, man. I think that's what attracted me a lot to the guys was the artwork.
Yeah.
Especially for Nintendo Power.
Yeah.
Oh man, phenomenal job on the artwork for Nintendo Power. Like
Nintendo, you used to care what happened. You know, this is a fan right here and here. We miss the way you used to handle your business. Now it just feels like a transaction, you know? Come back, Nintendo.
You don't even own the game. Yeah. You go out and buy a physical copy, and it's like, it's only for a download.
Yep. What is it? The new Switch, right? The Switch 2?
Switch 2.
Where you don't own them. You're renting the games. Or borrowing, or whatever they're phrasing it as. But what happened, Nintendo?
The CEO. Yeah.
Fire that guy.
The new CEO, man, doing terrible things for Nintendo. And that sucks to say because like, I'm a huge Nintendo fan.
Yeah.
Like, I got bunches of... I have 3 N64s.
Sheesh. I still have my Game Boy Advance.
Yeah. I have a big Nintendo collection. And
I have a Game Boy Color. Yeah. Who else has a Game Boy Color?
Yeah.
Comment down below. What's the oldest system you have?
I have all the generations.
Really?
Yes. Of Nintendo. I have from the NES all the way up to the Switch. I don't have the Switch 2 because I just don't...
Yeah, no, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
I have, the oldest one I have is probably my Game Boy Color.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the oldest system that I own.
Yeah, for handhelds, I have the Game Boy Advance. I don't have an SP. It's the only thing that I'm missing out of my collection is an SP.
Really?
Yeah, the 3DS, the smaller version, and the XL, which I bought recently. And what else? Oh man, like, such an abundance of things that I have at that. And I got really into collecting Nintendo stuff. You know, just a couple of years ago and I think a lot of it just fell back on not having it as a kid, and because I had an N64 pretty late, and my dad bought it for us for Christmas, and bro, we were so excited for that thing, dude. Like,
I remember my dad, he bought me the one before, it was the Super Nintendo.
The Super.
So I remember he bought me the Super Nintendo, and there was a Speedy Gonzales game. I still remember. It was like 2D, and you'd be Speedy, and you'd be like running.
Yeah.
And that's the first game that I can remember that I had. Then after that, it was like a Power Rangers one. Yeah. It was a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game.
That game is fun.
Yeah, it is.
That game is fun.
Yeah, you could like play with the Zoids and stuff, and yeah, it was fun. Yeah. And then I had the Batman game. Batman Forever.
Batman Forever, fun game too.
Yeah, on the Super Nintendo.
The for the Super Street Fighter. For those games, I was really big into like fighting games. You know.
Yeah.
Street Fighter. What else did you have? Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct. I had forgotten about that game. What was that dude's name? The one that was just like energy.
Man, I forgot.
Cinder.
Bro, you know which part? I have that game.
Really?
Yeah.
We should play Talk Fiction. Would you guys watch that if we just played video games here?
I should bring my CRT in here, and we'll just
we'll just play
rounds. It's a small CRT, so it's easy to carry. Yeah.
Okay.
I just bring my Super or my N64 because I have a Killer Instinct for the N64 also.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So for N64, I have the games that are like bread and butter and some rare games on N64. And on the Super, I just have like the ones that I grew up with.
Yeah. Nostalgia.
The nostalgia ones.
Yeah.
And
but nothing will ever top a Christmas with your cousins playing Super Smash Bros.
Super Smash, bro. You create some enemies.
Yeah, Super Smash, Uno, Monopoly, all those broke families.
Yeah. I would always go for Yoshi.
Yoshi?
Yeah.
I like Kirby. I like Kirby, Link, Captain Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
Link, what was the other guy's name? Roy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Roy. I liked him too. Pikachu.
Yeah. Because on the N64, what characters were on there? Because I can't remember.
Kirby was on it, I think.
Yeah, it was the main ones. It was Mario, Luigi, Kirby, Yoshi, Princess Peach.
Was Pikachu on the original one?
I can't remember. I think it was because Pokemon Stadium back then.
Yeah, it was because I remember like when like the Pokeballs fell, you could throw and it was like a Charizard or like a Blastoise. Yeah. And then what was it? With Kirby, what I liked was like when you like absorbed them and you had their like abilities.
Yeah.
Like I like to do that because my cousin, he'd always pick like Captain Falcon or Fox, and you just take them and then
I would always spam with Yoshi.
Yoshi.
I was just eating them up and just spitting them out.
Yeah. And then GoldenEye.
Endless hours.
Yep. Endless hours. Because I remember the cool part, and I know they have multiplayer nowadays, but the cool part was where you would be with a friend or a family member and it would be split screen. And then if it was 4 people, it'd be 4 screens, on one TV. And I know nowadays kids are going to be like, oh, why would you do that? But like back then it was so cool, especially like, hey, why are you going for the bazooka? Why are you looking at my screen?
Yeah. And then did you ever put the cardboard in between the TV? Yeah.
So stay on your side,
You have to cut a perfect curve. TVs back then were curved.
Yeah, they had some curves,
And you had to cut the cardboard perfectly to put it on between the screen, so the other person wouldn't see, and you're sitting below the TV looking at the screen.
Good times. I really enjoyed my childhood, and I know nowadays kids have it really good because they got tablets, they got phones, any console they want, right? But it was something about back then because it wasn't just about playing video games; it was also about just going out and having an adventure. As a kid, using that imagination, grabbing your motorcycles and going with motorcycles, your bicycles, and in your mind they were motorcycles.
Wait a minute now. They were motorcycles, bro. Mine was a motorcycle.
Oh, you put it. Did you use the card or the caps?
I used a soda can.
Soda cans, okay.
I would crush it, and then I would smash it in between the tire and the forks of the bike, and it would fit perfectly when you smash it in there. And bro, it was you thought you were really riding a
motorcycle,
350, 250 or whatever.
Until you got tired, it was up a hill, and you lost the horsepower.
You know, it's crazy though. My bicycle that I had, it looked like a dirt bike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looked like a dirt bike. It had the fenders on it and everything, and it was cool, man. It was cool. One of my favorite bikes that I had as a kid.
No, I used the playing card, and I also used like a water bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The water bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was always the can for me because I could always find them
anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back then.
I didn't live in a favorable neighborhood.
You had a 10-year-old with a crushed Budweiser can.
Yeah, it was like Budweiser. Like other brands of beer, cheap beers.
Yeah.
What was that? It shows you the type of neighborhood I grew up in as a kid.
A very respectable one, yeah.
It was respectable, man. Working class.
Yeah, no, I mean, I grew up in apartment buildings, so like that was kind of my childhood. Always apartment, so at the time it was cool because like all my friends lived close to me, you know, and it was like we were always in the same like area, so we just hung out. You know, we had pine cone wars, we had BB gun fights and stuff like that, and it was like that side of the neighborhood versus this side, you know, and it was fun times.
They're cloud wars.
Yes.
It was fun. Until you got hit with an actual rock.
Yeah, then it was like, oh, I'm never playing this again.
Some of them were harder than others, man.
Yeah.
Were harder than others, so you never could tell until you threw it.
Yeah. Like my first snowball fight actually ended in a real fight because I didn't know, because I had never been around snow, that you could not compress it all the way or it would actually hurt. You know, that you halfway it and then you throw it and then it pops, right? Yeah. I didn't know that. I was a kid. I had never been around snow. So me and my cousin, you know, we're playing and I grab it and I compress it as much as I can, throw it at him and, you know, hits him. And yeah, he swung at me. You know, he thought I did that on purpose and really? I didn't know.
Hey, bro. Always done the same thing.
Hey, in my mind, I thought like once it hit him, it was going to go, you know, but it did not.
Nah, bro. They hurt, bro.
Yeah, they do. They hurt.
They hurt. Those things actually, when they were compressed like that, they hurt.
Yes, and in my defense, I was like 10 or 8, so I did not know. Yeah.
What other cartoons did you like as a kid, man?
Like I said, my favorite one was Shaolin Showdown as a kid, but I also grew up around like Dexter's Laboratory. For me, Dexter was probably one of the biggest ones because it was always him fighting Mandark and his sister Dee Dee, always blowing up that lab. For some reason, he always had the one button, you know, and everything blew up.
He's gone.
And it's like, you know, your sister does that every episode. Why do you keep doing that? I feel like he did it to like help her too, you know, like he was just bored.
You know, one of my favorite episodes was they were like on a road trip somewhere and they go to that truck stop. Yes. I think something happened with like his mom, right?
Yeah.
That, and the father didn't like that. When he builds it was an arm wrestling or something like that, right?
He builds the arm, the robot arm.
Robotic arm, and he beats the dude that thing, like he sends him through a wall.
Yeah.
It was one of my favorite episodes.
Oh, I forgot my purse. I'll be right back.
Okay.
It's time for your big match with Earl.
Earl? Earl? You ready, Earl? Let's do this!
Ah, that's a fancy watch.
But if you see Dexter's Laboratory as a grown-up, it's hilarious because, you know, his mom says, like, trophy wife or something like that. And it's just like, as a kid, you don't even understand, you know.
Past you, man.
But as an adult, you're just like, oh, okay.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
The same thing for so like I said before, I never got into like the Powerpuff Girls. The same thing with the mayor and
his secretary.
The secretary.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah. As a kid, it goes over your head, but as an adult, you're like, okay. Yeah. And then another funny one is when did you see? It wasn't Jimmy Neutron. It was the Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh yeah.
Where he has that chest and he's like, that was the chest where all my dreams are at. And he's like, and when did you give up on them? How old are you? Like, bro.
Come on, man.
Like, that's crazy. Stuff like that, you know. As a kid, you're like, okay, but as an adult, you're like, whoa. Okay, you know, I get that one.
They did that in SpongeBob.
Oh yeah,
it was like the hopes and dreams, and it's a grave site. It's like, here lies Squidward's hopes and dreams.
The coolest thing as a kid, right, was those Saturday mornings.
Yeah, dude.
Waking up, Kids WB. As a kid, that was goated because you knew that Monday everybody in school was gonna be talking about that.
Like the new episode, man. Like the new episode about whatever it is.
Yes.
Oh, you see the episode? Yeah, I saw it. Who didn't see it? You know.
And then here comes you. I overslept. What happened? You know, you go to your best friend. Did you record it on your tape recorder?
For real.
You ever remember that, like, recording episodes on a tape recorder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then over recording on the same way, especially if it was like an episode you really liked.
Yeah, do that to your one of your mom's movies. That's a whooping right there.
Yeah, bro. I've never done that.
I did that once. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we still have that cassette tape. It's some wedding, and my thing as a kid was like, it's a stupid wedding. Who cares?
Yeah.
And the show was I think it was Boy Meets World.
What?
I think.
So random.
Because as a kid I was really obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the shows that to this day I want to rewatch it. I think it's on Disney. I think.
Yeah, because I think
it's a Disney show. But back then they had like weird things.
Yeah.
But Boy Meets World is one of those shows that I grew up with because it's a very long show.
Yeah.
Like, it starts when he's in elementary school, he goes into middle school, he goes into high school, he goes to college, you know, like it's his whole transition. And I really, really like the show because I grew up with it. You know, like I grew up with the characters and funny enough, I've never seen the spin-off, which is Girl Meets World, which is about him and Topanga, Corey and Topanga, and they have their own kids. But I never watched it, which is funny because, dude, I was obsessed with that show as a kid.
You know which one was for me? It was the Wonder Years.
Wonder Years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one was, I was obsessed with it, but I didn't watch it all the time. And because it was always just on TV. And it was such a great show. Like, the writers did a really good job of storytelling for that show, man. And this goes back to powerful messages. You know, there was, you know, they had that episode about like Vietnam, because it takes place during the 60s and all of that. And it just goes into like what's morally right. And one of the main characters, which is the daughter on there, and she really goes off and just like, dude, this isn't right. Like, you think that sending young men to fight a war for elites is correct? Like, no, it's not. And the father, you know, he just, everything she's saying just goes against what he believes in, you know.
Yeah.
What is truly to be, you know, an American and this and that, because he fought in Korea, and, you know, it's just, the messages on that show are really good. The writers did an excellent job on that show.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of those episodes back then, they're right. Like I know there's like really good movies now too. I'm not gonna say there aren't, but back then there was stuff going on, and they added it into the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Boy Meets World. There was a couple episodes. There's one where the teacher, he gets into like a motorcycle accident,
Yeah.
and that's like the first time in my life as a kid that I saw the consequences of your own actions, because it was a motorcycle accident, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just someone getting hurt and stuff. And I know, I mean, life throws curveballs at you sometimes, but as a kid you don't really see that, because in superheroes, I mean, they win the day, you know. But when the Hulk chucks a car at the bad guy, you know, you don't hear the owner of that car's story of how he lost his car, you know.
Yeah.
And you know,
how do you go home and explain that to your wife?
hey, like the Hulk, you know, like he grabbed my car, he threw it at this bad guy. I had to walk home, you know, like.
Sure he did, honey.
You probably sold it for your gambling problems. But I don't know. I think a lot of those shows with real scripts, real stories, talking about what's happening in that time of the world, or in the U.S. or whatever, right? As a kid, you see that and you're like, oh, wow, this is real. Because you're kind of growing up with these characters, and you're going through the same things they are. Like Corey Matthews, you know, first time he kisses a girl, and then you kiss a girl in real life, and you're like, oh, like I can relate to that, you know,
it's relatable.
Like
Yeah. They did a lot of that, you know, in the shows back then, where it's just like relatable content.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the writers for a lot of these shows. They Family Matters.
Family Matters, yes.
Family Matters.
For people nowadays, it's a show. We're not talking about the Kendrick and Drake beef. No, we're not talking about that song. We're talking about the show.
Steve Urkel. Family Matters. Fresh Prince.
Yeah, like the sitcoms, I mean, growing up, that was kind of like the thing, right? Just watching sitcoms and stuff and cartoons. But going back to cartoons, I really, 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 really enjoyed Codename Kids Next Door, the Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever watch that one?
Yeah, bro.
With Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one too. If you look at it nowadays, it's a little like, what were we watching, bro? Like, you know?
I was like, why did he have a Caribbean accent? You know, what was with the accent? You know,
Grim was from the Caribbean. You know,
for real.
I am the Grim Reaper, master of the forces of life and death.
Not anymore.
I feel so violated.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of shows. There's a lot of really good shows. One of my favorite things was when shows had I know it's dumb, but like marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like when the first Game Boy came out, right? And they're playing it on the sitcoms or on the shows, and you're like, I want that.
Yeah.
You know?
That has a huge play on
kids buying stuff or wanting stuff.
Yeah.
But I think in today's world, marketing has changed a lot, because now it's like on obviously your regular commercial and stuff like that, but like Sony, as I said in the previous episode, well, I think it got cut out. But I really, really like Sony phones. And if you look at any Sony movie, they always have Sony phones.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Andrew Garfield's the only. Tom Holland is the only one.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at any Spider-Man, they have a Sony phone, and I just think that's cool with marketing and with. I like the brand. You know, I like Sony's phones. Sony has a lot of good stuff. They got phones, they got cameras, they got the PS5. They got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
TVs, you know.
Yeah, they make some good products.
Yeah, but forever Sony fanboy. That being said, I do prefer Xbox, but I do like their phone. I do like the Sony phone.
You know, I watched a lot of reruns, cartoons as a kid too.
Yeah.
Because they were, so we didn't have a lot of channels. We didn't have cable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was one thing. We didn't have cable. We only had a couple of channels. I think it was like 3 or 4, maybe 5 channels on a good day. You were watching Looney Tunes. Like, what was it, Hanna-Barbera? Anything like Hanna-Barbera?
He-Man.
He-Man. He-Man, Masters of the Universe.
Thundercats.
Yeah.
Thundercats, ho!
Snarf. That cat thing.
Snarf.
Snarf.
All in a day's work, Tigra.
Snarf, snarf. That's what we snarfs are here for. Yes, sirree, Bob. Snarf, snarf.
Thundercats! Ho!
Which they're making a live-action He-Man movie.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah. I'll watch it, you know.
Yeah, we'll review it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I did watch a lot of He-Man, man.
Yeah, who hasn't, you know? If you're from that era, you know you watch He-Man.
Smurfs.
The Smurfs.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Smurfs. Like, a lot of Looney Tunes, man. Like, Speedy Gonzales was one of my favorites. You know?
Speedy, Daffy Duck,
Mhm.
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
What was the other one? The cowboy. What was his name?
Yosemite?
Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, Yosemite. Yeah.
The Tasmanian Devil.
The what you call it? You remember that one that was like, it was nothing but hair, I think. It was like a monster type.
Oh yeah,
cartoon.
yeah.
I can't remember its name.
Yeah, it was like just hair, right? And it
Yeah.
was like the face.
Yeah.
That always reminded me of that one Pokemon.
Which?
That was like just the eyes, the mouth, and it was just like.
Oh yeah.
What was it?
I can't remember. I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah,
can't remember the
yeah.
name. Yeah.
We'll post a picture.
Yeah. Dude, so many great cartoons back then, man.
There were. But to this day, something I won't never forgive Cartoon Network, I guess it is. They had Teen Titans. It was goated. It was amazing. Like the story was good. Like the show was good. And then you make Teen Titans Go. Like what is that? Like what is that? Teen Titans Go. Like
what a travesty.
Yeah.
To cartooning.
Like I get it, you want a younger audience, all that, but you have a really good show. People are gonna watch it. People grow up. People remember. You know, we remember. Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. What's that from?
What is that from?
Family Guy?
Is it?
I think it was Family Guy. He went to that little skit or whatever.
Remember when you hit that pedestrian with your car at the crosswalk and then just drove away? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
And then Adult Swim with Family Guy, Futurama. What was the other one? The big three, bros. Family Guy, Futurama,
American Dad.
American Dad. But there's another one. It was. I remember it as we talked probably, but Family Guy to this day is a good. I think it's still good. Like it's funny. It's a little bit of dark humor. There's one episode that I think if I just watch it, I just die laughing, and it's where they take. I forget what they take, but it makes them throw up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Stewie, Brian, Peter. I think it's just them three, and Chris is them, and they all take it, and they're like, Peter's like, whoever throws up first loses.
Yeah.
And then they all start throwing up. And then there's this one part where Stewie's like, oh my god, you know, and I die. Like when I see that, I just die, bro.
Yeah, I remember that episode. I'm trying to look for it.
Yeah, I die when I see that episode. That's one of my favorite episodes, and it's dumb, you know, like it's just dumb humor.
For real, man. That's what it is, man. It's just dumb humor, but it's entertaining, you know.
Yeah.
This is like one of the cartoons where, like, adult animation, right? And the writers on that one did a great job. You know, what was his name?
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
You know,
Which he's done some stuff. He did. I think it was a Star Trek parody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was funny. He did. What else has he done? He's an American Dad too, right? He wrote it.
I think so, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because I think Family Guy and American Dad are like
like hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Like 50-50.
Dude, I don't. Starting to question myself here.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, he's done a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. Did you watch that movie? What's it called? A Million Ways to Die in the West?
Yes.
It was funny, bro. the dollar bill?
Yeah.
$1? I've never seen $1. Nobody's got $1. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's $1 bill.
Bro, that's my favorite scene in that whole entire movie. Take your hat off, boy. That's $1 bill.
But
All right.
there, I think
Cut already.
I think I'm good. Whew. I think I'm good with it.
Costco.
Sponsor us. Peña Fiel lost their spot.
They did.
They didn't reply to our episode.
They never did. They never got back to us on that email.
Yeah. Yeah, we tried to call them, but they kept blocking us. So.
Where we gonna leave off?
The dollar bill.
Dollar bill. Yeah, that was one of my top favorite scenes of that whole movie. Was the dollar bill scene. One of that one scene where he's trying to explain to the guy that towards the end where he's like he doesn't want to be in a shootout with him. Like the whole time he's talking, he's like, "Oh, wait a minute, he's dead." Yeah, the movie's funny, man.
Yeah, it is. It's funny. You know, there's just a lot of movies that are just funny, bro. Which I like comedy. Going into like shows, one of my favorite shows, and I probably rewatch it at least once a year, I want to say. Which I'm kind of overdue for this year, but it's called Psych. You've seen it?
It was a good show. Yes,
like to me that's like one of the best shows ever because it's Sean Spencer and Gus, and they're just friends. And the dude is I think he can like over observe stuff because I don't think it's like smart. I think it's over observation, right?
Yeah.
And he just kind of waddles his way in and convinces everyone he's psychic, you know.
Yeah.
And Gus is kind of like the centered one. He's like, "How are you gonna convince the police that you're psychic? You're going to jail, bro." He's like, "I got this."
That's like Monk. You ever watch that one?
Yeah, Monk. Yeah.
That reminds me of Monk.
But the thing with Monk was that he was like over detailed. He was like a neat freak in that. And Sean, bro, he was like a man child. And I think I actually based a lot of my personality growing up on Sean.
Yeah. Those two shows, they're so uncanny to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yin and yang, you know.
Yeah, super yin and yang.
Because then you have The Mentalist, which is kind of like same genre.
Yeah.
And then there's a show. Did you ever watch Hannibal?
Yeah, Hannibal.
Hannibal's such a good show because like the movies there was 3.
Yeah, so there was Silence of the Lambs,
The Red
Dragon, and Hannibal. And I think that was it.
And then and then the show Hannibal is just so good. And if you're a kid, don't watch it. Like, it's way too graphic for kids.
is,
But like, if you're an adult, like, watch it. It's so good because he's just such a cool guy. You know, like you just don't see him as the bad guy, and then he's just this monster, bro. You know, and there's like a clip on, I think it's on TikTok, and it's about this song where it's like, you think the devil has horns and red eyes or something like that, and then it's like, but his hair is slick back, and he wears a suit and tie. And that song, I've seen it with the Hannibal clip, and it just goes so perfect because when everybody finds out that he's basically eating people, you know, they can't stop him. I mean, the police go and try to stop this man, and this man takes down 3 cops and you know, a SWAT team, bro. And you're just like, man, this dude's goated, bro.
For real.
And then I might get some hate for this, but if you watch the show, I mean, it is like a cooking part, and it does make you hungry. I'm just gonna say that. Like, when you see Hannibal cooking these things, and you know they're people, but it makes you a little hungry. You know, like, this man was a chef, bro. Like, it was...
That was his thing, because they did that in Red Dragon, where well, I think it was in Red Dragon, right? Where he had all those people over. And
Yeah.
They were eating liver.
Yeah.
Or a kidney or something like that.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, this is phenomenal! Like, dude, you're eating people." Like,
And like I said, if Hannibal was real, bro, and I knew him, he was my psychologist or something. Is that how you say psychologist? Psychiatrist? Psychiatrist?
Yeah.
If he was my psychiatrist, you know, and he invited me over for dinner, and I saw this man cooking, like, if it's like in the show, I would probably eat. I'm not gonna lie. If I didn't know, you know.
If you didn't know, yeah, the food looked good.
Because, bro, as an audience, you know, and you're watching, and obviously it's a show. You know, in real life, it's not real people, but like, it makes you hungry.
Yeah.
Because, like, this man is shit. Like, Gordon Ramsay would be jealous.
Bro, for real.
Like,
Hell's Kitchen ain't got nothing on him.
you know, they don't, bro. And then he's just so civilized, you know. And apparently, if you're rude, he will eat you. But like, I'd probably get eaten, but like, not too much of a smarty. But that show to me was really good. I forget the name of the guy that the police guy. I forget his name, but he has this thing where, like, the reason he can solve crimes is he basically puts his mind to think that he's the one that committed the crime. So he kind of sees, like, the whole crime scene, and he figures it out by, instead of putting someone else, he's putting himself going through all that. And that's why, like, towards the end of the show, he kind of, like, just goes crazy. Yeah. That's why he needed a psychiatrist. You know? Like, and he just went to the wrong one.
Though the series of movies, man, they the second one, I think, over the original, I'll take the second one. The storytelling in the second one was just so good, man.
Yes.
But the Edward Norton plays the detective
in the movie. Yeah.
And it's towards the end when the killer goes to his house or whatever, and he's trying to get at him and this and that. And he takes stuff that he's learned from Hannibal,
Yeah.
you know, and he applied it to his killer, you know. And I thought that was amazing. It's like, oh man, he did the old switcheroo, you know, the old Uno card.
So that detective that Edward Norton plays in the show, because it's a show, obviously there's like more story building and stuff, but like in the show, bro, like, it's just like, I don't know if you've seen the show, but like, if you have, like, you have to like rewatch it and just like play attention to the details.
That's a definite rewatch right there, bro.
Hannibal, it's one of those shows where you have to kind of maybe watch it twice to get it, you know, because like the first time, like, you get it, it's a thriller, it's a detective thing, they're trying to figure out a lot of stuff, and then so all this is going on, and then you just throw Hannibal in it, you know, and he's like highly respected and all this, and so you got to keep in mind before the show, how long has this man been going through all this, you know, eating people
For real.
because they find out because of the show.
It was decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude was like in his 40s.
Yeah.
Like in Red Dragon, Anthony Hopkins, he's, I mean, what, like 50?
I think so, yeah.
Like he's in his 50s, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Hannibal was Hannibal for a very long time.
Long time, dude. He was doing that for a while.
Yes. And then, can you imagine like being one of just like his friends that like doesn't know anything, and you've been going to his cookouts and his like events for the last 30 years, and then this man got arrested because he was eating people? How would you feel like knowing that you might have eaten a couple people?
Disgusted.
I don't know how I would feel about that. I think I would like try to cleanse myself.
Yeah, dude.
Like that would just be.
It's not normal.
No.
Eating people's not normal, man.
But you see, that's the thing, because you've been going to this man's house for 20 years, and you enjoyed it. You said this is delicious.
Yeah,
and
but you don't know.
Yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that you did it.
I mean, yeah, but
And it was delicious, you know? You're just, how would you feel, you know? Like, I don't know, like, the things that keep me up at night.
Questions.
Just questions, you know, questioning myself. How would I react to that, you know?
Like, if I found out later, like, I'd be like, bro, I don't know what I do, bro. I'd crash. That's a
Crash out.
That's a crash out for sure, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, we're talking about great shows now, you know? Like Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the most popular shows in the world, or US, I don't know. The world. Let's just say the world. I get Walter White. Like, I get why he did everything he did. Like, did he go bad? Yes. And I think that's why it was such a good show, because people understood. I mean, because you're a teacher, and then you find out that you have cancer, and you're going to pass away soon, and you have a kid that needs help.
Yeah.
And you have a baby on the way, and you have a wife, and you're in debt.
And he was up there too, man, in age. Like,
yeah. And he was a very brilliant scientist, so I justify him. Like, I don't think, obviously, selling illegal products is wrong, but he didn't sell them technically. He made them at first, right?
He made
at first.
Yeah.
But obviously he did it the wrong way. But in today's society, like, what would you do in that situation? As let's say you're in your 50s, 40s, whatever. You have a baby on the way. You have a wife. You have a kid with special needs, and he needs help.
On a teacher's salary.
On a teacher's salary. And you find out that you got a couple months to live.
Yeah.
Like, what would you do? Like, I don't fault him for that, you know?
Yeah. Because what was his wife? She was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
At first, right?
Yeah.
But she was working for
She was like an accountant?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Afterwards, because I think it was like in season 2.
Yeah, but before that, she was an accountant, and then she quit her job to stay with the kids and stuff, and with her son. And then season 2, she starts working again.
Starts working again, yeah.
Yeah.
And man, I hated season 2.
Yeah.
It's just, I didn't like her character, bro.
You know, if you watch it,
Yeah.
and you don't take anybody's side,
Yeah.
because you're invested to Walter White, right? That's your boy, because that you're watching his show. She was kind of right. and what am I saying about it? Because I'm not defending her, because I don't like her either. But your whole marriage, it's been like this.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, you change. She is going to nag at you that, you know, what's so different? What's going on? Like, you know? So, is she the bad guy? I don't think she's the bad guy. I just think she was annoying as a character.
I think she was just trying to figure out what was morally correct to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Because her brother-in-law was a DEA agent, so you know. Which I love Hank as a character, but it's kind of his fault that Walter did this too, because this man every chance he got would kind of belittle Walter, and that kind of made Walter snap one day, bro.
Yeah.
Because you're a good guy, you're a brilliant scientist, and because of life choices, you end up as a school teacher, right? But I mean, you're broken as a man, you know, because you've basically his business partner and his wife like built a huge empire, right?
Yeah.
And he started that company. So it's kind of like, and I'm stuck as a nobody, as a school teacher.
And they gave him the opportunity too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave him the opportunity.
But his pride, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Because of his pride, he didn't want to let that get the best of him. So, he was like, "Nah, man, you know."
Yeah. But I think that when you watch that whole show, it goes from him not having any pride to him having too much pride.
Yeah.
And that's what got him, I think.
Yeah.
That he didn't know when to stop.
Yeah. You know, a funny scene in the first season where they're meeting at the junkyard.
Yeah.
And
why are we at the junkyard? Why we meet at a mall or
something? Like Jesse says that,
Yeah.
and then Tuco shows up. What's wrong with the mall? Was it closed?
I think Jesse just looks at him like,
looks
I told you, bro.
Oh, come on. Public meeting places, man. You can do something like that.
Yeah. I wouldn't know anything about that, so yeah. I'm not just saying, for the record. I don't know who's listening, but for the record, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't condone that stuff here.
Yeah, no. We're talking about a show.
Yeah, that was a funny, there's little interactions like that, bro.
Yeah, like the lawyer Saul Goodman, bro. They did the spinoff Better Call Saul.
Yeah, dude, it's so
it was
good.
good. Yeah, it was good. Because Jimmy McGill, bro, like he was good, you know.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't good, but like as a character, he was good.
The characters are good. Yeah.
That's the lawyer you would want, you know. I'm just saying. If any of you are lawyers and you're like him, call us. You know, we might need a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might need one. Peña Fiel.
Yeah, Peña Fiel. You know. As soon as we get a lawyer, we're lawyering up.
And I like how they explained the name. Like why he's named Saul Goodman.
Saul Goodman.
Yeah, like, dude, it makes perfect sense. Like,
Yeah.
Such a good name.
Yeah. And then you know, watching Better Call Saul, you see that he kind of just, because when you see Breaking Bad, you're like, he's a corny lawyer, like it's dumb, but he's a really good lawyer. But then when you see Better Call Saul, you see why he goes into the corniness, you know, and that's like that makes sense. Like that makes sense, and they tied it really good. I think it's Eric Kripke, the one that I might be wrong. You know, like we'll say who actually did it, but he did a really good job tying everything in.
Yeah. Did you watch
El Camino?
El Camino.
Yeah. Jesse was one of my favorite characters, and I'm happy that like it wasn't a happy ending, but at least he got an ending.
There was
you know?
resolution to it. Yeah.
Because the last season, bro, I mean, that was kind of slavery, you know, like poor guy, like.
Dude, yeah, bro, that was like, oof.
Where he's like, "You're working with Jesse," and the dude just laughs and opens the thing, and he's like, "We ain't working with him. Like, he's our slave, you know. Like, he's."
Had him chained up, man. Like, dude, that was so sad to see.
Yeah.
Like from where he was at to the ending season in that last episode, just seeing him all chained up.
Yeah.
He was all banged up too, and yeah, man, it was sad. And then those episodes where he was in his little cage.
Yeah.
And he would just look up at the stars. And that's all he could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all he could do. That was his life.
Yeah, and like I said, that hurt me, bro. Because like he was, I like Jesse.
Yeah.
And I think because I know Walter kind of sold him to them, but I think after a point I think when he saw that, he's like, I'm dying, so I got to do it what's right.
You notice the transition that happened within the show from the very first episode to the last,
Mhm.
and how not only does his appearance change when like his face, the way his hair is, his clothes.
Yeah.
Throughout the seasons, his clothes just get darker and darker
Yeah.
and darker and darker. And I never, noticed that until later. And it's just attention to detail,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Where when you're first watching it, you don't
You don't really
notice
pay
it. Yeah,
attention,
you don't
yeah.
pay attention to it, especially if you're watching an episode a week. So
Yeah.
you don't notice it like that. And then you go back and you're binge watching, a whole season in a day, and you're like, this character's changing a lot, especially the way he's dressing and everything. And there's a little attentions to detail that,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I don't think I don't think it's a show that ever actually went downhill. I think it ended when it was supposed to. I think the story was really brutal, like towards the end for some characters, like Hank.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him dying.
Mhm.
I felt bad for Gomez.
Yeah.
Gomi, bro, like that. He was a boy,
Yeah.
and you kind of see that when Tuco's cousins come to like off Hank,
Mhm.
And he gets into his accident.
Yeah.
You see that changed him a lot,
Mhm.
like, and that's what I like because in the first couple seasons, he's kind of like that jock that you're kind of like, this dude's annoying.
Yeah, bro.
Like I don't like him.
Mhm.
And then that happens to him, and then when he comes back like humble.
Yeah.
And he changes a lot as a character.
Like he really wants to take down Walter White.
Yeah.
Was Heisenberg.
Heisenberg.
He really wants to take out, Heisenberg. He wants to get to the bottom of who that person really is. It's like it's really eating him up.
Yeah.
At that point.
Hey, but that shows that he's a really good detective because he finds out, and then like there's a part where he goes to the crime scene where the guy that Gus is training to be the Walter's replacement.
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but he had like a book and he wrote like a poem.
Yeah.
And he puts Walter White's like initials.
Yeah.
And he's like, who could that be? And then he starts naming people, and then he names him out there, Walter White. And he's like, and then Walter's so smart, he like opens a couple of chapters and like someone else with those initials, and he's like, no, it's this guy. It's like,
Walt Whitman.
Yeah, Walt Whitman. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like he knew,
Mhm.
but he didn't want to accept it.
Yeah.
Because that was his brother-in-law, known him forever. And at one point, he was a nobody. And I feel like, one, he underestimated him. And two, he kind of treated him like, there's no way it could be this guy. He's an idiot,
Yeah. I think that really hurt him. Because, like you said, I think at that point, that's when he truly knew.
Yeah.
That it's like, dude, it's my brother-in-law who's doing all this.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to accept it at all.
Because what was it, the first season with the mess
Mhm.
at the high school? It was his lab,
Mhm.
and he's like, he could have, if that wasn't his brother-in-law, he would have arrested him.
Yeah.
And then what did he say? Hey, I don't want to get you in trouble, bro. So just make sure you lock up. I know some kids, might be whatever. Never thought it was Walter.
They ended up arresting the janitor.
Yeah, for smoking weed.
Yeah. It was like, dude, that guy was so nice and everything. And you're like, no way, bro. They arrested that guy.
See, if you guys do anything illegal, that could hurt some other people that have nothing to do with it. That janitor, all he did was smoke weed. Like he was innocent,
He was just chilling, man.
Yeah. He cleaned your throw up, when you had cancer, and you got him fired. Come on, Walter.
Yeah. He didn't say nothing either, bro, just to kind of to cover himself up. Like, yeah.
He's like, well, I'm good.
Whatever, brush that one off.
And then he buys the car wash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, when he buys the car wash.
And then Saul Goodman, bro, kept trying to sell that nail salon.
Oh, yeah, and the laser tag, too, right?
Yeah.
The laser tag.
Like, hey, bro, women love nails, like, you can invest in this,
Then he tried to pawn it off on Jesse.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, bro, what?
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
And then what did he say when he was trying to like sell it? He's like, you know what the government hates? You know, you're not paying taxes. So what are the government gonna say? And Jesse's like, that I'm a drug dealer. He's like, no, even worse, you're evading taxes.
Bro, that goes to show you how relevant the show is still today, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like remarks like that. It's just...
To this day, you know? Government, they don't care about drug dealers. They care about you evading taxes, you know? Do whatever you want, pay your taxes. That's what the government cares
They're gonna
about.
come back after you. At $1.95 you didn't pay back in 1995.
Yeah, now it's $2 billion.
For real.
You either pay now or you go to prison.
Interest rates.
Yep. I think that show was goated. We talked about Hannibal. What other shows did you like? Really, really like?
I think during that time, that era of TV, man, you had The Shield, you had Breaking Bad, which The Shield, he's in that too.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and it's just so weird how that character is exactly alike to the character in Breaking Bad. And
you know the actor that played Walter White? He was in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Bryan Cranston?
Yeah.
Really, he was in there?
Yeah, he played. I think he played one of the monsters. And then in the remake, when they made the movie, he played Zordon.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston. He was a Power Rangers guy. Yeah.
He did a lot of writing for a lot of other TV shows. Like, he was a writer director for like The Office.
Mhm.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of episodes for The Office.
So comment down below. Speaking of The Office, have you seen La Oficina? The Office in Spanish, the Mexican one. I really want to see it, but Amazon, please, 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 let us see it because right now it's restricted only to like Latin America.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, it is?
It's on YouTube. I just watched it
Amazon.
already.
Never mind. I'm gonna watch it.
I watched the first episode.
How is it?
Dude, it's...
Is it good?
Because you could tell like whose character is who, you know, compared to the American show.
Mhm.
And like who's Dwight, who's Jim, who's Pam, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny. It's just the Mexican take on it, you know. And it's not a rewritten show differently. It's just taking that aspect of the original,
Like the idea.
and putting it to
Its own thing.
its own thing. And it's the same concept, just a different company name, different product, but the characters are still the same. The remarks are still the same from uh, the the regional manager. You know, I forgot his name, but the remarks are still the same. They try to make it. They try to literally like make it the same. You know, just its own like little thing at the same time. You know.
Yeah.
It's funny, man.
Cause I've seen some clips and like I just think it's right down my alley. Because there's one clip that I've seen where it's like he's talking on the phone with somebody, and he's like saying bye, and he has a what's the Olimpo, no? Something like
I
that.
think so, yeah.
He's like, oh, okay, bye, adios. Te lo lavas, pero usas Olimpo. You know.
Try to put his product placement in there.
And that's like such a Mexican saying, te lo lavas, you know, but like, and then putting your product placement in it is funny, you know, and then just the way they, because I haven't seen it, I've just seen like clips, but the way they show the clips, I think it's right down my alley, you know, and I like The Office, like I've seen The Office, and I think it's hilarious, and if this show is just as good, like I'm gonna be happy.
You know, people are gonna hate me for this one, but I didn't like Pam
as a character. No. Like she cheated on Roy, and then Jim wanted to quit and do his own thing, and she didn't let him. She went to school, and like he supported her, and like she never supported him. So like as a character, I didn't really like her either.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's like, dude, he wants to better for
both of them.
For both of them.
He bought her a house.
Yeah.
You know, like,
you know, it was just like, oh, we gotta take down the clown. The clown painting or whatever. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Like as a character, I didn't like her.
Appreciate the clown.
Yeah.
Keep it up there for another 10 years.
Yeah, and like when Michael went and did his own thing, she followed him, which cool, but like that also kind of hurt the marriage, because I know they didn't go far, but at the same time, it was like your husband is staying and he's trying to grow, and you're trying to like attack him, just a lot of shows in general are good, and growing up, like I had Boy Meets World, some people had The Office, depending on what time period you grew up in, you're gonna have a different show that you're like, I identify with that show.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, I think it's like I take that back. I think for me growing up, it was like,
Yeah.
like I based a lot of my personality on Sean Spencer, like a lot.
For me, like TV shows, I go back to Wonder Years.
Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always go back to Wonder Years, man. Like I watched it all the time, bro. Like, I wasn't like I said, I wasn't obsessed with it, but it's because we didn't have a lot of channels, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was just always there,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just remembered, like you either would go to Walmart and buy the little antenna, or sometimes you'd even put like a cable in it, and it would pick up like channels and
The
stuff.
rabbit ears, bro. Yeah, to put some more aluminum foil
Yeah.
at the end of them and
And
move
to
them
get
around.
better service.
Yeah.
Did it ever happen to you when like there was a movie, a soccer game, a something, and something was messing up, and then they'd be like, "Go move it! Stay right there! Stay right! Don't move!" And you'd be like, "I want to see it too! Stop moving!" And you're like, "Ah!"
It's all scrambled.
Yeah, I remember that too.
That's something that, as a kid, you hated it, and then you look back on it, you're like, bro, I missed that. And
The
then
memories.
My dad used to call me his controlito, his controller.
Yeah.
Because like the TV didn't have a controller, so Camila el canal. Or he'd call me from the other room. Dad calls me gordo. Gordo. Mande. Ven. Hey, boy. ¿Qué pasó? Cámbiale la tele, ¿no? Bro. Ain't no way.
You're like, you're 2 feet away from it, my guy. Like,
like I said, as a kid, you found that super annoying, now that I'm older and I look back on him, it's funny,
yeah. Like as a kid, you kind of like, why me, and then why don't you just get up and do it yourself? But I think at the same time, that's what made childhood fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you were kind of your parents' little slave for a little bit,
For real.
Be like, "Vétrame esto," and then like, yeah, here you go. And pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Here you go, mommy.
For real.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like parties and stuff. Like, did it ever happen to you as a kid where like you're at a party and then they're trying to glow, but they're just embarrassing you?
Oh, yeah.
You're like, enséñame. Párate aquí, ven, enséñame. Like you're like, Mom, not here. There's too many people.
For real.
Es tu tía.
You know what's funny? Like, I don't think, like, I've seen it. It never happened to me, though. It never happened to me. Like, every time we went over to parties or just like family gatherings in general, I was always really quiet. I was always on the couch, just chilling, bro. I was always just chilling. Big time people watcher, Always just watching my surroundings and all that. I still do that to this day. Like whenever I'm out and about in public or anything like that, like I people watch, just looking around, And ever since I was a kid, it's something that I've always done,
Over observant.
Yeah, very over observant, like just people's everyday lives, and the stories that they have to tell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Like I said, I did that as a little kid, and I still do that today.
I think that a lot of people sometimes they don't enjoy
Mhm.
the times that they have,
Yeah.
and then when it's past, you're kind of like, why? You know,
Yeah.
like I should have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I think that's something we all need to learn from because, I think it was like 3 years ago, like my grandma died, right? And I kind of wish I would have spent more time with her.
Yeah.
You know, and then at the time you're like growing up and you're like living your life and you're doing things and you're living your own life and, you know, you're moving out and everything, right? And then you get to the point where, you know, family member dies and you're like, I could have called them once more. I could have seen them more often, you know, and I think that if you enjoy what you do and the time you have with your family, you should, because your mom and dad aren't always going to be around, you know, your grandparents, your cousins, your uncles, stuff always happens, you know, and I think that you should spend as much time with them as possible. Friends, you know, I had one of my best friends, he died or 2026, so it's been 10 years since he passed away.
Yeah.
And you know, I moved to Mexico for a while, and I don't regret moving to Mexico, but I do kind of regret not spending more time with my friend, you know, and just things like that, that as you get older, you start realizing that most important thing is time with the people you care about.
Yeah. Time moves on too.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's just that time that you just gotta cherish it. You know what I mean? You gotta be self aware and cherish the time that you have. You know, and that kind of just falls into being a kid. You know, you're so innocent at a young age, and obviously at a young age you're gonna be innocent. Um, it's just that innocence that you had as a child, and you grow up, and you're told that things have to be a certain way, you know, and you grow out of certain things, or somebody just doesn't have the same ideology as you anymore, so you just stop hanging around with them for one reason or another, or you just grow apart naturally. You know, I feel like that's just naturally part of life is
Growing
is
apart.
growing apart, you know, and you still see that person from time to time. You know, maybe it's not as much as you would have liked,
Yeah.
but you know, and in the end, I think at least if you've had like good intentions and saying, well, at least they're okay, or at least they're in a better place, or you know, what have you, and it's just don't let that inner child in you, you know, go away. Keep that inner child.
And I think that's where we'll end today's episode.
Yeah.
Keep that inner child, and thank you for watching. Anything else you want to say?
No.
So this is Talk Fiction. This is Eddie G and X. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
That's right.
Thank you, people.
And Peña Fiel for watching.
Peña Fiel.